Don't watch me, watch Nolazine TV. It's the best video ever and subscribe to it.
Welcome, I'm Tyesha Jones and you're watching Nolazine TV.
So, tell everybody where you're from.
I am authentically Algerian, so I grew up on the West Bank, and I'm from New Orleans, so that's Algiers.
Okay, Algiers.
Algerian.
Algerian?
Yeah, put a little respect on me, you know.
Okay. I respect it. Okay, so we're gonna just jump right in it. Like, how long have you been an entrepreneur?
I am over a decade entrepreneur.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like, is this your first business, or this like your second business, or tell us?
So I've consistently ran this business for more than 10 years, and then I've had others, but we're gonna focus on this one.
Okay.
I like the real estate a lot, and it likes me.
So you've been in real estate for 10 years?
Since 2009.
Okay.
Yep.
And so and so let's bring it back to like 2009. Like, I want to know what was going on in your life, and the reason why you actually chose to be realtor.
So in 2009, I was on the tail end of event planning and PR. It forced me to be in nightlife a good bit, and I needed a transition. And something like home ownership for people that look like me was really, really important and dear to my heart. So it's like, why not help them do it? And then I had outside influences. I know people in the business already. My husband at the time was in real estate as well, so it just worked.
Okay. Well, I want to give you your flowers right now. Why you can smell them for being, in 10 years in.
Yeah.
And just still, consistently doing it. So, you were telling me actually before the interview that you actually, added more, features, to your business.
Yeah, so I'm not just a real estate agent. I've been blessed to become a real estate broker and be chosen by currently 19 other people to carry their licenses, and it's a diverse group. We speak Spanish, Arabic, and English. And like I said, I'm just blessed to be chosen by them. Like, it's an amazing experience to have these people from all walks of life, different strengths, say, this is the tribe I want to be a part of.
Okay. So how many languages do you speak?
So I speak English and kindergarten Spanish.
And just to have all those, different, languages, around your, around your company, I would think you would actually know, some of them.
So Spanish, I can listen, I can read, and do really well. The Arabic, not so much. I need to put some time into it. I need to put some time into it because it's so different from English. But 2 of our agents speak Arabic, and they're actually Sudanese. Shouts out Elnor Musta and Mr. Mo Abdel Majed Ahmed. But they, I would like to learn it. I need to carve out time for that. Yeah. I do.
And a lot of people actually use their phone when someone starts talking to them. It's actually translated.
Yeah, it's true. I was in Boca Chica for 2 weeks last month because it's July now, but I had to pull my phone out a lot because there's so many different variations of Spanish, so.
Okay. Also, as one business owner, tell us, what are your, as a business owner, tell us, some of your, responsibilities.
Okay, so the primary focus for our real estate brokerage is buying and selling. When I initially entered the business, first-time home buyers was my niche. So I was able to do more on the buying side, and now these same people have evolved with us. Part of our slogan is grow with us. Those first-time home buyers are now our investors. So I get to sit on the selling side of the table a good bit now.
Okay. So if you had a chance to start all over again, what would you do differently? Honestly,
I never had the honor to work for a bigger firm right? And I'm first generation business owner. So it's a lot of things I had to learn through trial and error. I think that if I could do it over, I would have spent a lot of time training underneath a coach or somebody who'd already done it, so that I could skip the head button phase. Because you don't know, you grow through your mistakes. So I would have wanted to minimize those, and then I probably would have had astronomical success sooner, But that's your hindsight is 2020.
Okay. So like growing up, who were you? Who was your business role model?
So because I am first generation business owner, there were different people in our community that owned things, and I would look up to them. So, a seamstress who could sew. I love fashion. She built her business out of her house, but I admired it. Mr. Frankie, who owned a small neighborhood grocery store, to be able to come home from school and go see him and know that this is his place, his establishment, and we buying it directly from the source, all of that were things that moved me. So it was regular people in our community who blazed trails in their own different arenas.
Well, as far as me, I didn't really appreciate that until I became much older. I didn't realize that these people were really just really one business owner.
Yep.
And I actually thought they worked for somebody too. But it's funny.
Yeah, so
and you appreciate more things as you get older.
True.
Okay. So, as far as being one realtor, and having one real estate agent with different employees, do you feel like you have a lot of competition?
Well, real estate is a very, very aggressive business. I can tell you this, and these are numbers from maybe last year, the year before. It was 6,000 agents. 6,000 in our area. So being able, it's an honor to be selected, to be chosen, to have people say, I want you to carry me through this journey. And I can honestly say this too, if it's 6,000 of us with a license, it's not even 600 of us actually working. Right. So, but it's competitive. But that doesn't mean it's not enough for all of us, because we eating right now.
Yeah, hey, agents. I see your chart up there.
Don't show it.
I ain't gonna show it.
Our firm, we do numbers, and we have been really, really quiet, and we play humble, and we don't get on social media and talk our shit enough. And I think we should start, because some people like to see that. They get attracted to success.
Right. But you might just show other people to actually jump in that field just by showing them. But who knows?
I do want to lend myself to anyone who has a real estate question or wants to build a career or an investment portfolio. I'm here for that. I'm open to it. I'll carve out time to make it happen for them.
Oh, you do that turn?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
That's part of the job, building wealth for other people. That's the biggest part of it, honestly.
Okay. All right, busy woman. So far as this location, what made you actually choose it?
So 2 things went into the selection of this one. Numbers being one of them, because at the time that made the most sense. And the second factor was the location. So we get a lot of traffic right here. A lot of traffic, cars pass nonstop. Every so often, well, at least twice a week, I'll get a text message or somebody gonna blow their horn, or you just know that they see us. So this location made us visible.
Oh, so do you like it?
I do like it.
Do you plan on expanding and just getting more?
Yeah, I do. I do want branch offices, and I want them in remote places among the city, Algiers Point, New Orleans East.
You gotta say Algiers Point, huh?
But can you put that respect on the LG? But I do want a location in the Point. When I went home from the hospital as a baby, I went home to Belleville Street. And
I went to Nunez.
Really? So you Algerian too? Good to know.
Okay. So, far as being a business owner and just hiring different employees, I mean, what is the first thing that you actually look for?
So being a real estate broker, it's typical practice to kind of not, we don't hire per se.
Okay.
We say that this is the skill set, this is the training, this is the split that we can offer you, and then we are kind of blessed to be selected.
Okay. So, like, far as hiring one, secretary, what do you actually, look for?
Well, I want drive, I want creativity, I want a self-starter, somebody who just has a thirst for life, not just the real estate business, life itself, because this business is hard. I look for positivity, I look for all of that so that we can constantly feed off each other's energy when it's necessary, because it could be a little bit stressful and you gotta have the right headspace to be able to just keep going.
Right. So, tell us, how do you actually advertise your business?
So it's a mix of things. Real estate is everywhere. So all the partner sites, the minute we list something, you can find us there. We do a good bit of social media promo. We do have a jingle that you'll be able to hear on the radio very soon.
And can you give us one example?
You want me to sing the jingle? I gotta find a mic in this Palo Santo stick that serves as my mic. I gotta sing it.
You can sing it, we can hear you.
We can take care of your housing needs, get you in the house of your dreams. Over here, quality guaranteed at T Realty.
Okay. That's the one, huh?
That's the one.
All right. I like it. Keep it going.
Yep.
So, 5 years from now, where do you see your company going?
So I just had a training with Impact Consultant. Shout out Miss Deidre. I love you so much, my honey. We sat down and began the 5-year plan, and a part of it is for me to transition out of the agent role so much and be able to empower the agents that are a part of our tribe with the business that I would have been doing. And then I'm gonna just do investing for myself. So all my buying and selling will be my own properties. I want to have at least 10 doors in the next 24 months. And if God and the universe align and say the same, that's going to happen.
Okay. Well, and I hope it happens for you.
It's going to happen. It's going to. I think I deserve that. It's going to happen.
Okay. So, as far as being an Algerian, West Banker, do you give back to your community?
We definitely do. We do a yearly coat drive. Our first year, we had partnered with Infinity Title and Consultation Mortgages, and we were able to buy enough coats for grade school kids for 2 elementary schools on the West Bank. We did Martin Berman and we did Harriet Tubman. And that was a fulfilling experience because I get to drive. I drive that way on my way to work and on, bringing my kids to school, so I could see the little babies outside shivering. So partner with the 2 of them to be able to pull it off that year. And then COVID happened and we just needed to get new coats and drop them off. I didn't stress with the whole let me do too much behind it. It was just more so like, let me just do this. It's not a bunch of them in school, and for the ones that are there, I'm here to help with the coats. We do that. We do an annual toy drive as well. We did it with BSB Entertainment last year over at BSA Studios in Algiers. And we also partner with Casme and Stephen Heckler to do that. We feed the community once a month. So it's usually the first Saturday of the month. And you'll be able to go on her page and see when it is and where we'll be. But Round 2 Reloaded has been a part of it. Stephen Heckler is always there to be a part of it. And Casme is the one who initiated the whole movement. So we give back. We give back.
Okay. So let's get on a little bit on you. For your background,
Okay.
But tell us, what's the average day like for you?
Oh my goodness. Typically, I'm gonna wake up. I rise early. I do a good bit of meditating, some gym. I'm a mom, so those duties start as soon as, like, I wake up early enough to put myself in that first hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, and then it's them, and then it's getting dressed to come to the office. It's showings. It could possibly be studying. I know you're gonna get to that. So a typical day for me is me putting myself first in the first hours and then lending myself to everything else I need to do for the rest of the day.
Okay. So, like, for us in these 10 years, like, have you had to deal with any type of adversity?
Oh yes. I got a story that you're not gonna believe. All right. So I had been in the business a few years at this point. My best friend was working for Federal City, and I was showing a house on Shirley Drive in Algiers, and she called me. She said, "Friend, that's you coming out of that house?" I said, "Yeah, that's me." She said, "Oh, you look good." So we start talking, and in that conversation, she learns that, yes, I do look good, but I'm head to toe Goodwill. I have $18 in my account. This my dream, I'm fighting for it. Like, in the next few days, rent is due, rent is $1,400. And I got $18 in the account. So, I mean, nobody needs to be a genius to know that, like, it was a very, very stressful time. But I can say I have the same energy, whether it's Goodwill or Givenchy, and I try to just stay in a positive place and keep shooting for it and keep working so that it could work, and believing in myself and just knowing that don't quit. It could be a no. I mean, it could never be a no, just a not now. And that was my policy for everything. But yes, I have faced some real adversity. Like, I'm the same girl who, I've lived in a 6,000 square foot house with an indoor pool. And after that, I had to pay rent. So, like, let that line up for people. I know nobody is transparent enough to say, like, I go through this. I think our culture now, we take to social media showing all of our good stuff, but I am okay with being transparent and saying that I'm not exempt. I have been through some things, and I just kept going.
Okay. Well, like I said, here at Nolazine, if we want to give you your flowers while you can smell them.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
But while we're still on the topic,
huh?
What are some mistakes that you wish that you could have avoided your 10-year journey?
And I think the biggest one is not going to get the help that I needed to be successful. Like, so often we feel like, okay, I just got to figure it out because I'm all I have. I'm not good at asking for help. And that's one of those things that I wrap my mind around, and I know that I have to do better, and I was on Bayou Road, and I was going to the Cocoa Hut, and I can't even remember this lady's name, but she knew who I was, and she was trying to tell me, baby, whatever you want to do, you can't do it unless you engage in community. Pull people into you, let them know what's happening, get a mentor. Like she read me from head to toe, and I just stood there and received it all. So that's the biggest mistake I've ever made, and it's one that I'll make again every so often. And then I have to remind myself that you're not in this alone. Go seek help, seek knowledge, keep learning.
Okay. So, also, what's your advice to someone that's trying to follow your footsteps?
Don't quit. Don't quit. It's not for the weak. We make it look cute. We get dressed up. We post closing pictures. You don't get to see us be rejected. Real estate is rejection. Anybody who really doing it for real, they'll tell you. We get 7, 8 no's before we get to a yes. And then we take to social media and post a yes. So if you want to do this, just know, grow your tough skin in advance and don't quit.
Yeah, you gotta grow that tough skin now.
In advance. Just come with it. Come with it already on you.
And so far as you, actually tell us what actually motivates you.
What motivates me? Oh my God. It's several different things, but being able to be a positive change in somebody else's life is extremely gratifying for me.
Okay. So how did you grow one successful customer base?
The honest truth is that still to this day, and I know better than this, and I know that it's not a formula for being a top producer, but it still has me June, 7 houses. I didn't post them all, but being good to people. Do right by other people, and they'll tell their friends and family and co-workers and aunts and uncles, and then the business just gonna keep coming. I just stay in a grateful headspace, stay humble, and be good to people, and they just, you see the board. You see the board.
I got that one.
Yeah.
So tell us, on an average day, how many hours do you actually put in?
It depends on what they need. I think people don't realize that real estate is a service industry. So if I have 4 clients that need to see houses, it might be an all-day thing, or it may be me doing office hours, listening to podcasts and training and pushing papers. So it kind of varies, and I do like that about real estate. It's not just this cookie cutter, you doing this same thing every Monday, every Tuesday. So
okay.
It's up and down, in and out with field and office work, a good mix.
Okay. So you mentioned podcasts, but my next question was, how do you actually generate ideas?
This head of mine. So real estate is one of those things where you could have a lot of different changes, but we do have like the same format for buying or selling every single time. So generating new ideas in terms of how to get new business, you mean, or just branching in new areas of the same business?
Also, as far as your meaning, how do you define success?
Oh, my definition of success is freedom. It's freedom of time, it's financial freedom. That's success to me, not popularity, not none of those things. If you have carved out time to actually live, then you're successful. Okay.
So, do you believe there is one sort of pattern that it actually takes to actually become successful?
I do believe that. I think the recipe for your success is in your routine. So if you're not reading enough, if you're not being good to yourself enough, you're not studying enough, you're not working enough, you can't be successful. So every single business, I think, success, the key to the success is in the routine.
Okay. So has there ever been one point in your whole career that you just dang, but I made it?
Hell yeah! I think every real estate agent has had, listen, we experience fallout. So we'll get some things under contract and then financing fall through. The house has termites. We face all of that. I have been bit by fleas in a house that I knew I was gonna sell and then had a contract fall apart. So we get to see it. I think we have a ha we made it moment once a week.
Hey, I made it through.
Yes. It's Friday and I didn't die.
All right, with that being said, tell us, what's next for you?
What's next for me is the part of the 5-year plan for the real estate brokerage is for me to be an agent just for myself. One of the things I've added to my skill set, and I have a partner as well, hey Tyesha, honey, is Algiers Architecture. So I recently became a general contractor with a commercial designation. So not only will we be able to buy and sell homes, we make and build you one very, very soon. There's that. And then I have PTA Auto Group. So I'm going to be selling a couple cars too.
Just doing it all, right?
Just trying to do some passive income and make changes. I think everything that I've selected is about somebody else. They are all service industries. I want to sell cars because I don't want single moms getting took at tax time every time. You see the posts, you see them. They get a car, it's tax time, and it's a little lemon, and then by the summer it's y'all know a mechanic. I don't want that for them no more, so I'm gonna go to that auction. Me, Tyesha, and Phil, we go into that auction. We getting some good cars, and we gonna give it to them for a good number, because that's gonna make a difference. Now she could go back and forth. She could do what she need to do with the kids. All of that matters.
Also, I think you need to give young mothers some knowledge about the car. You need your oil change. You need to put water in it. Check your car.
I like that though. So maybe we do need to put a service schedule in the car. Cause listen, D, I had the raggediest car ever. My first car. But I didn't know. I used to just drive it around. I didn't put anything in it but gas.
I drove it. I'm like, I'm not driving that thing. and so like kind of like technically, my first car was a brand new car off the lot.
Really?
And my first car that I was supposed to have, like I'm not driving it.
My first car, I bought it myself, and I couldn't sit in a line too long, or it was gonna be smoke all down the street.
Whoa.
But it worked though.
Would have made it to point A to point B. Okay. So, but last but not least, tell everybody, I'm like, where can they find you at on social media? But this location is just everywhere.
Okay, well, on IG, I am T Jones Broker. Facebook, Tyesha, not just anybody Jones. You can call our office. Not just anybody? Why are you laughing? I'm not just anybody. If you do have real estate related questions, you can reach us in a DM. And our office number is 504-304-3688.
All right, we done.
We done? That's a wrap?
Yes.
Nolazine, make them scream.